The year is 1177 BC. The Mediterranean is not a sea of peace, but a theater of fire. Great empires that stood for centuries, the Hittites, the Mycenaeans, the new kingdom of Egypt, suddenly find their horizons choked with the sails of 1,000 ships. These are not merchants. They are not diplomats. They are a coalition of the displaced and the desperate, carrying everything they own. They move like a tidal wave, leaving only ash and silence in their wake. Within a single generation, the most advanced civilizations on Earth will vanish. Libraries will burn. Trade routes will go dark. Human progress will reset by 500 years. History calls them the Sea Peoples. But to those who watched their cities burn, they were the end of the world. To understand the magnitude of the disaster, we must first look at what was lost. The Late Bronze Age was an era of unprecedented connectivity. It was the world's first truly globalized economy. From the rugged peaks of Greece to the fertile banks of the Nile, a delicate web of trade bound the great powers together. The Mycenaeans in Greece built massive palace complexes. The Hittites in modern-day Turkey commanded a formidable military machine. In Egypt, the pharaohs ruled with divine authority, surrounded by gold and monumental stone. They were all dependent on one thing: bronze. Bronze required copper and tin. Whilst copper was plentiful, tin was rare, often sourced from as far away as modern-day Afghanistan or even Britain. This forced the kings of the ancient world to talk to one another. They exchanged brotherly letters, sent lavish gifts, and maintained a fragile peace. It was a sophisticated, bureaucratic, and highly stratified world. It felt permanent. It felt invincible. But beneath the surface of this golden age, the foundations were beginning to crack. The collapse did not happen overnight. It began with a series of whispers, reports of drought, failed harvests, and tremors in the earth. Archaeological records show a spike in seismic storms across the Mediterranean during this period. Walls crumbled, and before they could be rebuilt, the fires began. But the most terrifying threat came from the water. Egyptian inscriptions at Medinet Habu describe a conspiracy in their islands. A confederation of tribes, the Peliset, the Cheker, the Shekelesh, and others, had begun to move. They were not just an army. They were a migration. Reliefs show women and children traveling in ox carts alongside the warriors. They were fleeing something, perhaps a famine so severe that the only choice was to conquer or starve. One by one, the lights of the Bronze Age began to go out. The city of Ugarit, a wealthy Syrian port, provides a haunting final glimpse into the chaos. A letter found in the ruins, never sent, pleads for help. Ugarit was leveled. It was never rebuilt. The Hittite Empire, once the great rival of Egypt, collapsed with shocking speed. Their capital, Hattusa, was a mountain fortress deemed impregnable. Yet it was put to the torch. The central authority vanished, and the Hittites, as a political entity, simply ceased to exist. In Greece, the Mycenaean palaces, the setting of the legends of Agamemnon and Achilles, were destroyed. The art of writing, known as Linear B, was lost. Greece entered a dark age so profound that the people forgot how to build with stone for centuries. Only Egypt stood its ground. Pharaoh Ramesses III prepared for the inevitable. He turned the Nile Delta into a trap. In the first recorded great naval battle in history, the Egyptians engaged the Sea Peoples. The Egyptian archers lined the shores, raining arrows upon the encroaching ships. On the water, the Pharaoh's fleet used grappling hooks to capsize the enemy vessels. The Sea Peoples, specialized in land combat, were butchered in the surf. Egypt survived the battle, but the cost was terminal. The treasury was empty. The trade routes were severed. The new kingdom began a long, slow decline from which it would never truly recover. The world had broken. For centuries, historians have obsessed over a single question: who were they? The term Sea Peoples is a modern invention, coined in the 19th century. The ancients didn't have a single name for them because they weren't a single people. Evidence suggests a system's collapse. It wasn't just the Sea Peoples who destroyed the Bronze Age, it was the Bronze Age that destroyed itself. The extreme specialization of these empires made them fragile. When drought hit, the peasants revolted. When the trade routes failed, the elites lost their power. When the migrations began, the overstretched militaries couldn't defend every port. The sea peoples were likely a symptom, not just the cause. They were the refugees of a failing system, forced into piracy and conquest by a world that could no longer sustain them.